Hello once again, and let us begin this episode of The Moon and Darkness. This is part 4, The Escape. Last time,
Maybe.
where we left our heroes, they had devised a plan. Well, before this, Eldith's plan did not go according to how they wanted it to go. Having failed this attempt, with Eldith, ending with Eldith being shot in the shoulder, and the work details being more brutal and more exhausting. Eventually, after 3 more days of backbreaking work, the sudden that escape attempt, which was may or may not have found its way to Ilivara's ear, as far as you know, resulted in Shore finally, for some reason that may or may not have to do with jealousy or some other nefarious or backstabbing or political reasons, left the key in the cell to the slave pens, allowing our slaves to dismantle their chains and escape from the pen. They crept their way into the empty guard chamber that was conveniently delayed its guard exchange for the heroes, for the intrepid soon to be escapees, to grab what they could from the stores in that guard rooms, weapons and armor, and maybe a couple of extra rations, and attempt to escape. Amidst this escape, although they tried to make as much time as possible, some decisions led to them not having led to the time being not enough for the patrol of the guards to eventually start to make their way towards their post. Just when you all were crossing, just when the slaves were crossing the other side, those drow saw you on the other side and started to rush towards the guard post, which spurred Valkeen into a sudden panic, and she attempted to sprint across the unstable silken cross bridge that led back to the slave pens, misstepping and unfortunately falling below and into the webs. But she was able to telekinetically push those webs out of her way in a weak spot, but because of this, unable to, because of her because of the flailing fall 100 feet below, she impacted remarkably safely into the water, although disoriented with water, with the buzz and fizzing feeling of water being thrust up your nose, the distinct rush of the impact of the water, like a punch to your sternum. You find all the wind been knocked thoroughly, mostly out of your body, and momentarily you are just reeling from that impact. Meanwhile, Psalm, you hear the scream, the momentary scream, and the splash moments later behind you, choosing instead to focus on the task at hand, with Ront charging across the bridge and attempting to tackle into these 2 drow guards. You do know that the Quaggoth Den is right behind them. With that knowledge, we go into this next scene as most of the rest of you are taking your time crossing the bridge. Solom, I need to know: are you letting people go ahead of you, or are you going right behind Ron? Just so I know in order of who you want to be in what order people are in. Because only one person can go across this bridge at a time. So.
Yeah, I'm going right behind Ron. I think
Okay, so you're taking the
pretty good
lead.
lead.
You're not women and children. You're every man for himself. I'm going first.
Yeah, Ron's a pretty good meat shield, so Sam's going ahead behind him.
Okay, you're crossing as well, but you're crossing slowly and carefully.
Yeah.
So Ront charges has already charged in. Why can I not? Hello. Oh, that's why I was clicking on something else. Apparently. Um, so Ront charged in. He impacted with these guys, and it's at this point I'm just gonna roll initiative, but I'm gonna handle this more narratively. So these turns aren't going to be strictly like 6 seconds or a couple of seconds. They're going to be pretty much like what you guys are doing, since there is kind of a split in the party right now because one of the main casts has fallen 100 feet below you. So that's a D10 plus your number. I can't get up.
Okay.
And I'm going to treat all these guys as the slaves. So I'm not gonna really.
13. Or 14, sorry.
14, cool.
And 11 for me.
11, okay. So we will resolve what happens with Psalm first. Ront. So Psalm, you're right behind Ront. Ront is going to charge into this guy. We're going to see how well he does. He's pretty strong. He's got a weapon, but he is just going to charge and plow into them. I think he's going to get 3 dice because these guys aren't prepared for a charging orc. Which normally I would say like Ron's been like beat up and stuff. I would take away his preparation. I am going to give him back the preparation just because those guys are not prepared. He has to get below his number, and he got his number exactly, and 2 other successes. So not only does that, now this is an opposed roll. I'm not gonna. These guys are good at stealth and stuff, but they're not really good at taking on multiple people, and he is tackling both of them. So they will roll 2 dice as multiple people. One of them gets his number, and the other one does pass as well. So that's 2 successes versus 1. It's 1 success above, which means that he passes with some consequences. I will say, as he slams into this first guy, into these 2 guys, he was attempting to knock them off. I think what happens is that succeeds. These 2 guys are knocked completely out of the way. And they are pushed off the edge. And I'm going to roll the brawn to see how well I'm going to roll brawn for both of them to see how well they handle that fall. Because they weren't controlled falling, they were being pushed off. And one of them got a number, so I'm going to re-roll for him as well. Okay, so that didn't help him, but he still passed with 1 consequence. So the consequence is both of these guys are gonna land haphazardly in the pool, it's worth mentioning that that happens, but I will get to that in a second. Those 2 guys fall down. They lose some physical damage just from the impact of not only Ron, but the thing. Now, the consequence that Ron's going to face is that a Quaggoth then slams into, leaps out here. And a couple of Quaggoths, they surge out, and they tackle into Ron. who's now fighting that, who's now having to fight them. And Solom, is there anything you want to do though? Because this is technically your turn.
Um, can I like run up and try to like assist Ron in his fighting against the Quagga?
Sure. Do you have a sword, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, we got swords.
Do
We got
we
swords
do we
when we
not get
waited the army.
As long as you
Everyone got
wrote
a
it
short
down,
sword.
then you have a sword.
yeah. I yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm checking my doc.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, I will give you. That means that you are technically. You are technically. Do you have any? Do you have any? What banes do you have right now? If there's any.
Banes or boons?
Banes. Just asking.
I I bruised ribs,
Okay.
which might.
I'm gonna say that that's going to lightly. That is going to impact the effectiveness, but you have a boon. And I'm going to say that that bane will cancel the boon, but you will have preparation for having the weapon.
Okay, so two
Two
dice.
dice, yeah. These creatures have two dice as
It's a
well,
brawn check, right?
and they are well fed and stuff. So they actually, I'm going to say. So you want to help him, or do you want to attack the creature?
I'm gonna attack.
Okay. I'm going to say the help will take away the
What's that?
preparation.
Take away the
Yeah, because
preparation?
because Ron's near you. I'm going to take away the preparation from them.
Oh,
From
okay.
them,
I
not
thought
you.
you meant
Sorry,
for
I
me. I was like, I just rolled.
misspoke there. Okay. Go ahead and make a brawn roll.
I got one success.
One success. Okay. That Quaggoth unfortunately got two successes. So it is going to resist that. I think what happens is you attempt to run up and use your sword, or you attempt to like you're carefully walking across this bridge. You're up in this area. I'm just gonna go ahead and I've learned how to place tokens anywhere, and I will do that.
Yeah, you hold alt.
Yeah, you hold alt. I figured this out way too late. And what happens is, as they kind of charge into Ront, the consequence for that will be that you attempt to come up and kind of like cut into the fur. The Quaggoth they ain't playing around. They actually like he actually like will go ahead and he sees the weapon and he will slap the weapon. I'm going to give you the option. Do you want it to slap the weapon out of your hand, or do you want to take a PD?
I'll take a PD.
Okay. It backhands you away, slashing across your face, and you are slightly injured by this. The other Quaggoth is going to. And I'm going to say, just for ease of purposes, your roll kind of determines the roll for Ront, because he is overpowered by multiple creatures here. They're all kind of like charging out this room, surging at you guys, and Ront is just going to go ahead. And actually, that was Ront's turn. So in that case, that's the effectiveness. I think. Unfortunately, like, I think maybe I'll give Jim Jar something, but I'm not going to give him preparation because he's on the unstable bridge. Yeah, he'll throw that flint dagger.
One Jim Jar.
He'll throw that flint dagger at him. This is going to just be a regular. This isn't ranged attacks aren't opposed. So he's just gonna roll 2 dice and hope he gets what he needs. Yeah, that's 2 successes. So boom.
Yeah.
It hits this
Yeah.
this Quaggoth. I'm gonna say that it is a dagger. These things are pretty nasty. I'm gonna say that the PD maximum you can do on this is gonna be 1 damage. So that Quaggoth is 1 damage. Has 1 damage to it.
I'll take it.
So I'm gonna put this as damage. So the blue is damage. that box there. That'll help me remember. So that one is damaged. And that psalm. So there's this minute. I will say this. Let me just go ahead and roll for bad guys. See what they're. Okay, so they roll really low, so they're kind of unprepared. So Valkeen, we're gonna go over to you. Valkeen, your turn is going to be pretty much a brawn check, really quick, your body is just like, as your senses are completely like confused.
Fail.
Okay, yeah, that's give me another brawn check. That's one action. That's one action. That was stunned.
Success.
There you go.
Yay!
Awesome. So it takes you a couple of moments to get your senses across. I'm going to give you a free brains check as well.
Success.
And wow, really good success. Awesome. With that, you are distinctly good and bad news, because that was only one success. Good news, the bad news, and also the other brawn check was good and bad news. Good and bad news is that you are no longer have to roll those to get unstunned, but you are stunned for the rest of that turn. It took your other action to recover from that. Other bad news and good news, you now know where this creature is.
Uh-oh.
But whether knowing that it is there is good news or bad news is up to kind of interpretation. As this creature has started to move and make its way towards you, you can sense it's much clearer under the water than it is above it, and you are deep under the water, like maybe 10 feet under the water now, after falling into it. And you can see the shadow of this like muck gliding towards you.
Okay.
But then also your success. You do sense that there is like this confusion as those two guys that splashed down are another distraction for it. I am going to make a brains check for this thing. It succeeds, so Valkeen, I'm just going to have you roll a d10. I'm going to say higher is the better.
6.
6. Okay. I'm going to say on a 6. It momentarily surges this way. But it looks like it's also kind of but it looks like the ooze is confused by the things falling into the water. All right.
Okay.
So that is pretty much your go for now. Just recovering was the biggest part of that. But that's the knowledge you know. If you want to do anything minor, you might be able to do that. But and what backpack do you have, by the way? Did you?
I believe I said I took the one with the ropes.
Yeah, that's right. You took the one with the ropes. Got it. Okay, so you have the ropes. All right. Which is unfortunate because that means these guys are going to have to jump off. But that's fine. With that, we go over to these guys. These guys are going to... they can automatically cross these. Or actually, rather, they have to make brawn checks still. Because this isn't D&D, this is a different game. But they do get preparation, and they are trained, and the adventure says they are trained to do so. As these guys move across here... Ah! I grabbed a spider. You don't want a spider. Alright. Brawn checks are above. or below what their number is. They got 1 success. So I'm going to say that that these guys, although they can get across, they have to move a little. They have to still keep their. It's going to take like a lot of their turn to get up here. So it's not. So they're not going to be able to act, as they have to cross. This is the harder one. And that's that. I think more drow are on their way as well. They're not there yet. I'm gonna go over to the token area. And this guy's right there. Oh. And your buddy Calgaron
Oh God.
is right there. Oh. I can't. Splash, splash. And then, cool. So these guys are making their way to you. Oh wait, that's not Calderon, that was someone else. Oh, I gotta switch these guys. So it's not Calderon, or it is Calderon. Yeah, that is Calderon. I just had to switch the model. Regardless of that. And then at the start of the round, Solemn, go ahead and make me another perception check, or just a sight-based check. So it's gonna be brains. Sorry.
Success.
That means that although those drow are coming, that just means that you don't see anybody that you know showing up yet, other than Calgaron.
Okay.
But that's just because you can kind of see Calgaron through some of the windows here on this other platform. He's right over here.
Okay.
And they are not able. I do need you to at the start of this round, though, go ahead and tell me, narratively, if you don't mind, who do you think out of the other group of people? Because I think we've determined that Jim Jar kind of came up and threw this knife. Who out of this group of people would engage with this one drow here? Who do you think would be brave?
Oh gosh. Out of everyone in the pen?
Out of everyone, yeah. Out of everyone right in the pens.
Probably Eldrith, right?
Eldath? You think Eldeth would fight this guy?
Probably.
I think so too. That's fair. Yeah, so she surges up to intercept this guy. And who would be behind Jim Jar, do you think?
Oh gosh. Griddle is the funny answer.
Okay.
But that's just hilarious. No. I don't know. Probably. Oh gosh, why am I forgetting his name?
It's all good. There's a lot of them. That's fine.
This one. Who is he? The dramatic one, right?
Boopido, yeah.
Perhaps. I don't know. I think I'm starting to sell myself on the Griddle idea. I think that Griddle would aid us.
Okay, he's like right. He's coming up behind. It's just basically like a marching order on who's going on the thing and who's kind of staying behind. I think Darendil would probably be helping, probably like be right backing up Eldith a little bit. I think Shushar is unencouraging violence, but is still there, and I think Bubido is probably right there. Cool. And Sereth is right there. Stool probably just intermingling, as Stool does, kind of avoiding getting trampled by everyone.
And we left for it.
And you left what?
And I love him for it.
Yeah.
We love him.
I'm gonna say narratively, actually, it makes sense that Sereth would actually have Stool, would have picked up Stool, noticing that. Because it's kind of like, he's like, kind of been is very much interested in following Stool to Neverlight Grove at this point. So, in that case, okay, so we're going to resolve this area now. With that, the bad guys, Quaggoth, I think we're just going to resolve at the start of this. Do you want to resolve Ront first? And what do you think? I'm going to say Ront is probably going to... Let's see. I want you... I want Psalm to go ahead and... Do you say anything? Actually, yeah. How about... Can you roll me, Psalm, a... kind of like a performance check? Because you just tried to back him up.
Okay.
Really quick.
Or
at least I'm going to let you do a mental check, brains check, just to see if, with performance, just to see if you can, and I just want to know what you got.
That's 2 successes. One on my number, one, right, it's above, right? For brains?
It is above brains, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, one on my number, one right above.
Awesome. Remember that you got your number for next time, for the next roll. Yep. And what we'll say with that is that that means that Ront surprises you all in that he is going to attempt to fend off the Quaggoths and clear space for you guys for everyone else to try to jump off. Ront is a bit weakened, and he is at a little bit of a disadvantage because he is fighting 2 people. He's trying to do it to 2 people. But I'm going to give him 4 people. I'm going to give him 3 dice versus their 4. Actually, he has 4 dice. I believe he got his number on one of these. So let me get where's my other d10? Oof. Bruh. I gave you 4 dice and you got 2 2 10s? How? It's not good for Braun. That's still 2 successes versus their 4. And they have to get I believe these guys are... Where are my Quaggoths? Yep, okay. They are tough as well. They got a fail, but they got 3 successes because they have more people. So, alright. So unfortunately, as he is attempting to do this, but with that many, with them having a success, I think what's going to happen is, Ront is going to take, he is going to not be able to do this, alone. And, the Quaggoths are going to deal some damage to him. And Ron's looking pretty beat up. The Quaggoths are slapping him around. he's outnumbered and outgunned here. But Psalm, if you want to, I will allow you to roll one more. I will allow you to roll an extra. I'll allow you to give him an extra dice if you want to try to help again.
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me. It's a brawn for you.
Okay. Success.
Success. Okay. So that doesn't. So that will actually cancel that out. Okay. So with your help, with a little bit of help from you, it prevents a nasty wound from Ron, but he is still deadlocked. Is there anything you want to do to try to in this moment? You're there kind of helping, but kind of like trying to help push him back, trying to like ward him back with a weapon, but it's not quite working well. Is there anything? What do you think you can do?
So we're the both of us are like holding them
essentially
back.
You guys are holding them back. They are kind of piled. If you to be frankly honest, it's kind of like looking like this, where they're kind of like all up in y'all's grill, and they're kind of preventing any movement beyond here, because it's a thin. Okay. It's not exactly a wide cliff area.
Okay. How much space is behind me?
Not much. Probably maybe a foot or two.
Okay. Can I try to like trick the quag off that I'm like against into running itself off? Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Yes, you can try to do that. That's a maneuver. Go ahead and I think this qualifies as a brains. It's stupid. I'm gonna say it's stupid. You're pretty smart. Since it's stupid, that's a bane. I'm gonna say that this is gonna be. Do you want to make this an opposed brains, or do you want to make this just a maneuver that you want to just attempt to do?
I want to oppose its brains if it's stupid.
Okay. Now, well, they're not that stupid. They're stupid, but they're yeah.
That's true. Can I add a dice for deception?
Yeah. You get your boon for deception, and I think you got your number as well. So don't forget to use that as well. So you get 4, I think, on this. Because I can see you being prepared on this.
Okay. Okay. 3 successes.
You got 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe for this one, I'm gonna give it 1 for prepared as well, just because it's super stupid. But at the same time, it's probably not gonna. You got 3 successes. It probably can't even pass this. Amazingly enough, it got its number and above the other thing, so it got 2. That is 1 success for you on your side. So that means that it happens, but at a cost.
Okay.
So yeah. So your intention is to throw it off the edge?
Yeah.
All right. The intention is to throw it off the edge. I'm going to say what happens is this one's thrown off the edge. It splashes into the water. Sploosh. You kind of goading one. I'm going to say another one takes its place, though. Because there's just too many of them in here.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, but I'm also going to say that it goes off of the edge, but it digs its claws into the side of the cliff and isn't thrown into the water. So it's just hanging there, and it can maybe try to climb back up.
Is it hanging off like the ledge that's like level with my feet?
No, it's it basically got sent over, but it hit the side.
Okay.
It hit like the side of the cavern, and it like dug its claws in, and it's like shh,
Okay.
like a cat just kind of
Okay.
clings to the wall.
Okay.
And it caught some kind of rock ledge. It's not too far below you, maybe like 10 or 15 feet. Not enough to attack you, but it might have some trouble getting to you. It'd have to probably use some of its actions to try to get back up. With that, I'll give Jim Jar. So that got rid of one. Yeah. All right. I think Jim Jar's gonna try to make a brawn check to slip past and jump off the edge. Because he no longer has his knife, he can't do anything else besides use a sword, and he's not. As he kind of tries to do this, he's also small, so I'm going to give him preparation. Brawn. Perfect. 3 successes. Yeah. Not only does he, I'm going to say as he flies, as he kind of sneaks between you guys, he kind of pathfinds through the chaos, and he as he kind of comes off, as he kind of maneuvers through you guys, he says, "Hey, I appreciate the escape attempt. But don't hedge your bets on fighting these guys. Right now, it's survival's the main key." And he'll jump off the edge. And I'm going to say that will set up Gretel for being able to be able to follow up with that with an extra dice.
Yeah.
So Gretel
go.
can get out, and he jumps off. I'm going to say with 3 successes that he's perfectly like Assassin's Creed dives down into the water. And doesn't even splash. There's no like horrible loud splash. There is just a like a and yeah, he is able to pull him. And with 3, I'm gonna say he just before you like look down, and before you even like have a chance to look down, just as he's saying that, you see him like already pulling himself up on the other side. Truly,
Nice.
like this man is an escape artist. Yeah. And with that, Gretel goes ahead, and let's see what Gretel can do. Gretel's also small, so I'm going to give him preparation. He gets a dice from... I'm going to give him an extra dice from Jim Jar. This is Brawn. Gretel does not do as well. I think what's going to happen is Gretel, as he's trying to maneuver through... as you're kind of momentarily like as you look back, momentarily this Quaggoth kind of bumps you some, and it kind of pushes him off, and Gretel falls off into this other, like very near this other Quaggoth. I think that Quaggoth's going to get for just a really quick strike on him. Actually, I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna roll dexterity for the. For this Quaggoth. And it's not prepared because it's holding onto a wall, but I am going to give it one more dice for its agile boon. Wow, okay, so it got its number. Oh, I forgot, I have to roll another dice because I did get its number last time. Yeah, I got its number and a number, so that's 2 successes. The other one was a 10. So it dodges out of the way of Gretel as Gretel just falls. And I'm going to make a... Gretel's small. I'm going to give him 2 dice for Brawn. Just to see if he's lucky enough to get out of the webs. Let's see. Gretel. Okay. What's his? Okay, wow. Oh, okay, never mind. He got 2 successes. I forgot his number. So he manages just barely. Luck of this goblin is that he will fall down into the pool. He's not caught by the spider webs, just barely there. And he falls down into the pool as well. He's gonna roll 1. Well, he's got. Okay, he's a brawler, so I'm gonna give him 2 dice for fallen. That's 1 success. Okay, so he is also momentarily. He's also going to be a little bit stunned, or he'll hit the ground. He'll hit the water. He's not necessarily stunned. I'm going to say he is not. Actually, yeah, he's not stunned, but it isn't a pretty fall, and it attracts the ire of this ooze. Bupido makes his way. He's going to. I think Bupido's going to just try to run across. Makes a brawn check. Or makes a dexterity brawn check to. Does he have anything? Okay, yeah, he has finesse, so. He has 2 dice. Really? I forgot he has, but he has, not very, he has very, he's very weak and feeble. And he falls.
Oh no.
As he tries to step, same thing, he steps. I'm going to take away that, but he has finesse, so he might. Okay, he does get his number on that one. So he does manage to hold on, but his grip is slipping. So he's like falling off. He's also, it's not that his grip is slipping. He is now like making the whole platform rotate. So another person can't move across, so long as he's there. If he falls here, he'll likely get caught in the trap in the spider webs, which is why he didn't want to fall.
Damn.
Other than that, that's stopping everybody else. I think Eldith and Sir Darendil are gonna fight this drow off. Eldith takes the sword. She's not proficient with the sword, so she's only gonna get that, but she is prepared, so 2 dice. Alright. She gets 1 success versus the drow, who gets 2 dice as well. Who got 1 success as well. The unfortunate part being that although she succeeds, because all ties go to the all ties usually go to them, but that's not really what's going on here. So they're clashing blades. Darendil is going to use a sword as well. But Darendil absolutely is terrible. And technically Darendil is just attacking for free because the drow can only focus on 1 person at a time. So he just gets free attacks. But Darendil is struggling with his large form to get any hits in. So they're just clashing. The drow is This drow is well trained. He's just like. A couple of hits also go into the armor ineffectually. Sereth says to Bupido, let go or move, fool. Or you'll doom the rest of us. And that's what's going on. We'll go back to Valkeen. Valkeen, you are now relatively. Your bearings are coming back. You currently can't breathe. You currently are gonna. You're kind of almost out of breath, and you're under the water.
Alright. So I'm stunned this round, right? So I
You
can't
were
really do
stunned.
anything?
You recovered from that.
Hmm. Alright. I'm going to do just a D10 check just to see whether she's too startled to act. How startled she is. See if she can act more intelligently in this moment.
Okay.
7. That's.
Was that brains or brawn?
Yeah, I was gonna do brains.
Okay.
So that
Good.
succeeds.
That will succeed. So you have you steel yourself.
So she's going to attempt to move, like come just up above the water enough so that she can take a breath and then try to creep behind the island.
It's not an island. This is all just water. So just ignore that for now. All this is pool.
So just behind the area that basically away from try to get to the shore away from the ooze.
Okay. The shore is only up
Circling
here.
around it.
Is only up here. This is a wall.
Cool. Ignore all that. Then she's going to, instead of that smart roll will then be to try and she's now going to try to get there more quietly instead of rushing for it like crazy.
Okay.
She's going to try to move more quietly towards the shore.
Gotcha. You're going slowly, but and you're dedicating all actions to this, or just one. Do you want to do anything else?
I think all actions to
Got
this. She is extremely damaged and is basically in single-minded focus survival mode at the moment.
Okay. Since you're using both actions, I'm going to say that you get preparation, and you can roll to swim silently. So go ahead and make a brawn check.
That's 2 failures.
Rude. Okay. Go ahead and roll one more time for a second. For 2 actions.
With
Yeah,
preparation
you
as
still
well?
have preparation for this round.
1 success.
Okay, 1 success out of a total of 4.
Of
Okay.
rolls.
Okay, so 1 success out of 4. This creature. Got it. Okay. It does sense you. But because Griddle was right there, because Griddle already touched down and is closer, it seems to notice the movement of you. It's clocking you. I will say that you do this, but as you start to move across, it is still very difficult to come to like you're trying to get to the surface, but you're weighted down by your backpack, and so it's getting to the point where it comes to the end. You're trying to like swim up, but the backpack isn't helping. Is kind of weighing you down, and you're not able to get to the surface, but you do make a little bit of progress towards the shore. It doesn't alert it doesn't seem to have taken the ooze's ire, but I do need to make a brawn check. You don't get preparation for this one, so okay.
Fail.
How many PD do you have left?
This is my last one.
Or you'll just go to 0, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to go to the -1 to be unconscious in this game. So you do take a point of PD from almost losing your breath, from starting to drown essentially. Your lungs are straining at this point. You're like, it's that moment where you're like, I gotta breathe. And we'll go back to it's now the drow's turn. I'm going to roll preparation. Okay. These guys succeed by 1. The consequence is that they are unable to do anything this round. They don't get as far as they want to. They're like calling out. They're like, hey, the prisoners are escaping. Stop them! Fire! Shoot them! And actually, these guys are going to go ahead and just go right there. They're loading their crossbows and they're preparing their poison darts. This guy in the back, he's on the platform and he will fire a dart at Darendil, who seems to be the biggest. And so he's going to shoot. This is one of his better weapons that he's trained with. Or rather, sorry, wait, is that a thing? Did I give them that ability? It would make sense. No. I am going to say that he is he prepared? Yeah, he is prepared because he has a gun. So he gets 2 dice versus Darendil. Braun, if this is Braun, then he will fail. Yep, he fails. He fires, but
Is Ross fails or Darendil?
he fires, but Darendil is too quick and agile to be hit, and it just goes and hits the back wall and kind of bounces off and ricochets off the back wall. This one fighting Eldith, he will apply, and it takes an action for them to apply poison to a weapon. So he's going to apply poison to his blade quickly, and as he kind of just takes a bit, of poison on the blade on his thumb, and just kind of traces the blade with it quickly, and then he goes to strike at Eldith. Actually, he'll go for Darendil as well. So I want to take out Darendil. So sword. Oh wait, it's under for Braun. Okay, never mind. So Darendil does get solidly hit by that attack. But the guy with the sword does not hit Darendil. So, in that case, Darendil will take... does Darendil have tough? He has brute, so yeah, he'll take well, he doesn't have any armor though. Yeah, so he's gonna take 2 damage. So that was a horrible hit. And then he is poisoned, maybe, but he has brute, so he has to make a brawn check. He passes with 2. So Prince Darendil is not poisoned. It just hits him, but he's so far now. He is so far into the beast mode that he just kind of goes and the sword doesn't do anything. He's able to fend it off. But that one's actually an opposed roll, and Darendil has a sword, so he is prepared, and he gets another dice actually. Darendil, do better. But that's still 2. So actually, this drow tries to strike Darendil with a poisoned blade. Darendil parries the blade, and he says, "Poison! How uncouth!" Parries it aside, and as he does, quickly and deftly drives the blade into this drow's chest. This drow falls to the ground dead. and falls off into the spiders, into the spider webs. Actually, no, he was probably on the solid ground, so he just falls dead. So he is dead. And these guys, I'm gonna say they will fire, but with 1 dice each, because they're so far. Because there's a lot of shit in the way. There's their own guys in the way, and they don't want to like hit them. So they are going to fire at. They're going to fire at Darendil. 1 dice each. This one gets his number. So that's a success. This guy gets under his number, so he succeeds. The other guy doesn't misses. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What would the penalty to? I think the penalty would be just that. Or actually, rather, they get to dodge. That's what it is. That's what I'll do for that. They get a chance to dodge. Right. Okay. So Darendil is agile. He gets a chance to dodge it. Oh, I forgot about that. He actually has agile, so he could technically have dodged ranged attacks. Darendil rolling brawn will succeed by 1 on that one. Getting his number, so he'll actually add another dice to this next one. And will succeed on this one as well. So he resists getting shot, basically just ducking out of the way. Most of these attacks just hit hit cover or something. And retroactively, I'm gonna roll Darendil some defense dice against that. Nope. Okay, so he did fail that. So yeah, nothing. No chain. That guy solidly hit Darendil in the shoulder. All good. Cool. That is the Drow's turn. I am going to have Psalm. If you could roll me another notice check for brains to see if anybody important comes to see what's going on.
That's a fail.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another d10. Higher means a better result.
That is a 6.
A 6? Okay. Which one is this one? Okay, no, not that one. Not that one. This is the one. Okay. You see that the priest Asha has emerged from the temple.
Shit.
And she steps out, seeing that there is trouble. She then bolts into action and will get to the first part of this area. But she can't do anything, luckily. It's just she is joining the fight. And now, these two guys are going to go ahead and roll dice to see if they can recover. Braun, that guy gets his number, cool. That guy succeeds, so they succeed on their first action. They're going to use their second action to swim to shore.
I gotta step away.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, and we come back over to Psalm's turn.
Okay.
So you have Ron.
and then Bubido hanging off the.
Yep. Is there anything you want to do first to help somebody? Do you want to wait till Ront does something?
Um. Can I wait till Ron does
Sure.
something?
Absolutely. I've been kind of doing Ront out of first just for fun, but I feel like you should be. You're kind of the organizer of the slave revolt. So since Valkeen fell off, but
Oops.
but no, that's fine. With that, Ront. Ront is just going to go ahead and do Ront things. He's going to take. I think what he's going to do is, seeing that you're kind of helping, with these guys, he is going to strike. I think he's going to take one of them and try to try to like grapple them and throw them out of the way, or at least push them back. So he'll bye dice. Threw that dice away. That dice just went bye.
Didn't want
I'm
to
like,
be rolled
yeah.
anymore.
If you've ever watched Dimension 20s, I'm like Allie Beardsley, where my dice will just end up across the room.
Yes. Yes.
I will go ahead and I think he's gonna go ahead and just grapple with this guy. Neither one is gonna get preparation for this because neither one is really prepared to grapple. Actually, what did the Quaggoth have again? Okay, they're agile. Got it. So, they get a boon. Ront succeeds both of those. The Quaggoth.
Oh yeah.
Which I am going to give it 3 dice for preparation because it is well slept, well fed, all those things. Nice. My dice don't like the Quaggoth. My dice hate these Quaggoths. Yeah, no. Ront will. These Quaggoths are no joke. Ront will throw this one into this other guy. He's gonna have to make a brawn check to evade. Passes 1, and I think it's his. No, he didn't get his number, but he got under his number. Passes 1. That's gonna fail because Ront got 2 successes. This other guy has to make a brawn check as well to evade. Passes both. Is hit, but is kind of hit, but isn't pushed that much back. This guy's pushed. This guy's thrown. This guy's pushed back. Alt. This guy's pushed on top of him. This guy's fine right there. That was successful. Ront will push in a little bit, and that's kind of how that goes. As Ront kind of pushes himself in. What do you do, Psalm? Or do you want to act now, or do you want to wait till and resolve Bupido, Griddle?
I want to go. Can I go try to help Bupido, or is he too far
If
away
you
from
can't help Bupido, unless you want to call out to him to give him like a pep talk, because you can't get on that. You can't really get on that platform.
Can I give Bupido a pep?
Sure, it is you are a performer.
Okay, I'm gonna roll performance.
Sure, yeah, you can roll. You can roll something to
Why not? See how convincing I
Yeah.
am.
See how much inspiration you can give him.
One success.
One success. Okay. The consequence is that this that the Quaggoth in front of you is going to take the opportunity to smack you with its claws.
Ow.
You can avoid it with brawn. It is technically still a and you'll get preparation and your boon for swordplay.
Okay, so 3 dice.
So you get 3 dice. It gets 3 dice too.
2 successes.
2 successes as well. All ties go to you, so you duck out of the way of its claws as you issue forth this as you issue forth your encouragement to Bupido. I'm going to give Bupido preparedness for that next roll. And Bupido is going to go ahead and make that roll now. It's just a basic roll of brawn, and he is not the best. He does succeed, but with one, but only with one. So he does succeed. The consequence is that he has to use both actions to get up onto it. It does stable the platform, but now he's stuck there in the middle. It does stabilize the platform though. Sereth is going to go ahead and cross, seeing that, and he's going to carry Stool with him. Since Sereth is a drow, he doesn't have to make the check, but he does have to make the check to get past Bupido. I'm going to remind myself what Sereth's good at. Okay, yeah, he's nimble, so he gets a boon. He is prepared because he's trained on these silken paths. What's his number? Bruh. You can't, since he's carrying Stool, that's probably what's going on. As Sereth starts to cross, because he's just like, finally, it can be done. He starts to go across. I think what happens actually is he, no, it's 0 success. So, yeah. So what happens is he steps on this. Bupido just got up. He wasn't prepared to compensate for the load. All 3 of these guys have to make brawn checks to get over. So Sereth, Sereth makes 1 success, so he does catch himself. And he would have gotten 1 more for prepper. Okay, so he actually, no. Sereth is fine. Sereth stops and stabilizes himself. Actually, no, what happens is Sereth catches the edge, and he just kind of slips as the whole thing kind of just comes up from under him. But he's on his chest, and he's in a much more advantageous position. Stool, however, he does accidentally drop Stool, and Stool falls... and because Stool is dead weight, he only rolls 1 dice. And because Stool has a number of 2, he's the only character that has a 2. That's gonna fail. So Stool just gets yeeted off into the into the spider webs. Unfortunately, falls into the spider webs. I will roll a dice to see if he falls through a weak spot in the spider webs. No, he is 100% caught in the spider webs, and one of the spiders comes over to wrap him up. He is restrained, so he cannot fight back. The spider is just gonna bite him.
Oh my god! No!
Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to kill Stool either. But
my son!
This is where we are.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt you so bad while I'm beyond the witch light.
I mean, you can go down and kill the spider if you want. Uh, you can see this. Like, Psalm sees this. 100%. He just falls down. I would say the spider's probably... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back and say that the spider probably can't act immediately. It's probably gonna, like, just turn around to see him. Because it's alerted to the webs. But it's not gonna be an immediate thing.
Okay. I thought you were just gonna auto
Oh,
kill
no.
Stool.
And spiders won't auto-kill you. They have... their poison is incapacitation. But they will usually just keep you as a snack.
You were like, yeah, it wraps him up.
I mean, it was going to wrap him up, but fair enough. Yeah. Okay, so Bupido also is just gonna fall off. This time Bupido actually falls off too. So. Bye bye.
No, like into the webs.
Yep. Yeah, he falls off into the webs. He just rights himself and then is just immediately ejected. just thrown off into the webbing as well. Rolls to see. Oh wait, he is nimble. I didn't roll that. Oh, he still fails. Getting caught in the webs. Still, he gets caught in the webs. So both of them fall into the webs and are just like. Great, cool, good job, Seraph. You're a asshole. The
one person he likes here, and he just got him almost killed.
Yeah. It's at that point that's like, you know, as much as he... Oh, well, you know, that wasn't his action, I think. I think Seraph will go ahead and call... Actually, Seraph will make a brains check. I'm going to give him... Because he has a soldier background. Since he's a soldier with these guys, I'm going to give him preparation as well. To command the spider to leave them alone. Seraph, really? Come on, man. You have a 4. Roll higher than a 4. Okay, he got 1 success though, so he is. I'm gonna say that's why the spider doesn't immediately wrap them up, but it is like, sus. He's just saying like sasa sus. Like he's like looking down immediately at, because he didn't want to throw Stool, but he had no choice. It was just like an immediate whoops, shit.
Oops,
literally, I rolled 3 dice and he could not get lower than a 4. He could not get a 4 or lower. Sorry. I was like, damn, son, you need to like get better. I will say, since Seraph did catch himself pretty well, the consequence is that the walkway isn't completely traversable this time, but nobody's gonna try to get over. But Shushar's not nearly nimble enough to get over Seraph, so he's just gonna wait for Seraph to pick himself up. And that's gonna be that. Psalm, you encouraged Bupido. That's unfortunate. That's technically only 1 action. Did you want to do something else?
Can I? Okay. So there's the walkway.
Yeah.
People in the webs, and then the spider further on.
The spider is right in the webs as well.
Okay, right, but it's farther away than the people.
It's not farther away. It was actually just chilling there.
Okay, but they're like here, and it's over here.
Yeah, they're like right on the edge there. They're technically not too far away from it though. Like, these spiders are huge, so they're like big boy spiders.
Do I see like Stool drop the baby?
But yeah, you saw Seraph drop Stool. The term drop is kind of like more like he like, you know, comically cake through Stool off the edge by accident.
It's more like throw the baby.
And so yeah, you drop the baby into the spider webs, and Stool is like mentally like saying ah in all of your heads.
Oh jeez. No.
And Bupido.
Can I go try to help them?
What's up?
Can I go try to help them?
You'd have to jump off to do that.
Never mind.
Yeah, so it's not like these are like at this level. They're like 20 feet below you.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Tom's gonna kind of like
Oh,
let out a hiss, but then like kind of turn to the quack off in front of them and try to slice and
okay.
dice.
And do what?
Slice and dice.
Go for a slice.
Just
Okay.
slice them or dice them.
Have you can have. Did you roll? I don't know if you rolled your number last time, but you can roll swordplay
No.
for preparation. You have a boon, so you get 3 dice versus his 3 dice because he has claws, and he is very much good with those. Well, actually, let me see what their boons are.
So what happens if I get 2 on my number? Do I get 2 extra dice?
That's a good question. Because I've gotten that too. I think you know what? I'm gonna roll with it and say that yes, you get another 2 dice
Cool.
because that's cool and I like that. There's not nearly enough rolling in this game anyway, so I'm all for it. So the next one you're gonna be able to roll more. So you got your number twice. That's 2 successes. Okay.
Yeah.
Or do you get 3 successes?
Yeah, I got 2 successes. 2.
Just 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he had climber. Okay, cool. That one that got thrown off the edge, he got 2 successes. He's actually going to climb up behind you as well. I kind of skipped his turn, so we're going to resolve that now. This guy is going to attack. It needs to get lower than a... Okay. This guy, unfortunately, got 3 successes. Quaggoth are no joke. So, that being said, as you fight, you know for a fact that these Quaggoths, you can't beat them at this point. And,
Yeah.
you take a PD. It's gonna claw you.
Alright.
Because it's an opposed roll and it won. So with that case of that, you take a PD. It is going to, and then I think this other one, because you failed that one, this other one that's behind you is also going to make you have to roll defense. So go ahead and roll to defend with Braun. It's 3 dice. It's 3 dice because you do have a weapon. Actually, no, I'm going to take away your prepared because he is flanking you.
Okay.
I'm going to take away his
Sorry, what am I
prepared
rolling?
because he's technically not great. 0 successes. Oh, wait, no. One of them got as a number, so 1 success. This is Braun, sorry.
Am I rolling? How many?
It's just 2. Oh, wait. You got your number, didn't you? So you get 4 dice against it. You actually get 4 dice against it.
Heck yeah. It's Braun, right?
Braun, yeah.
That is 3... 4 successes.
4 successes? My lord.
I can show you.
That's awesome. No, I fully believe you. So tell me what you do as this Quaggoth, as you turn to face this Quaggoth. It has you flanked, and though you take some damage, I think what happens is because because this guy's coming up behind you, you actually stick this guy in the eye, or and he just is dead, fully just falls dead into the spider webs over the edge. But this guy gets, and that's what the narrative reason why this guy was able to just you're not fast enough to get in position. He slices you across the arm or something, and that's that. And that guy is super dead. Nice, that's incredible. Love it.
I am back.
You got
Welcome back.
4 successes. That's awesome. Wow. Just annihilated that guy. They do not have 4 PD. Welcome back, Apple. So yeah, one of these Quaggoths falls into the webs above. I think the spider's just gonna go after that guy. Sarah didn't tell him to leave them alone. Cool.
Oh, did Stool fall?
Stool fell, and so did Bupido, because Seraph was an asshole and tried to cross, and completely failed his crossing check. Even though he had 3 dice to do it, he couldn't get below his number. It was hilarious.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, wow, this guy that's trained to do this can't freaking...
I was not having fun.
Can't do it. Now there is an option to go carefully, but Sarah was rushed and he was like, nah, gotta get out of here. But at the same time, Valkeen, it is actually your turn. We've resolved some horrifying things so far. Actually, I'm sorry, Griddle is in the water, or yeah, he fell into the water. Griddle is going to make a brawn check to recover, and holy crap, Griddle is good, and he will use his action to make his way to this edge of the pool.
Right.
Whoopsie. One second. And yeah. Now Valkeen.
If I'm thinking as Valkeen right now, she's getting exceedingly desperate.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to try to slip away from the bag,
Okay.
And then try to get to shore as quickly as possible.
Fair enough. Abandon the bag and go in. Because you're abandoning the bag, I'll give you preparation to the brawn roll to reach the surface, and you can also probably kick off of the bag as well.
One success.
One success. Okay.
Yes.
With one success, I will say your intent is to just go straight up, correct?
Yes.
Got it. You don't make any progress towards the shore, but you do break the surface. The consequence is that I need you to make another brawn check.
Please don't
Fail.
Fail. Okay.
Fail.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, you come up right. So yeah, you fail. You come right up into a bunch of filthy, gross water. And it's really disgusting. And that's really all that happens. You take a big breath of fresh air, but the taste is not so good.
I think as she comes up in the goop, she definitely startles for a moment, thinking she'd come up right in the ooze, and she's like,
Yeah.
And there's okay, just trash.
Yeah, just trash. All right, so that's one of your actions. Since you were desperate to get air, you can see that the ooze. I'm going to move him on your turn. The ooze has fully gone over to Griddle, and I'm going to roll to see if it attacks Griddle. So it's going to get Griddle, who can't defend himself because he's swimming. This creature can attack and swim. Let's see. Does the ooze have anything? I may not have made stats for the ooze. Oh well. I can easily accommodate that. That's not too hard. I think I gave the ooze a 5 for basic stats. Yeah. Griddle got its number, and it technically is prepared. So one more dice. Wow, got its numbers again. Griddle takes some acid damage.
No.
He is getting eaten, and Griddle just goes, "Oh no, I'm not dinner." Wait, does he have something to get out? No, he doesn't. Okay. Oh wait, he does have Brawler. Okay, I'm gonna give him resistance stuff. Actually, well, that's the thing though. Yeah, he can defend against it. I'm gonna make that rule. Technically, he's climbing up, so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say he just takes that. And but he is keeping Valkeen from not dying. So there you go. Mercy. Mercy at a cost. All right. But yeah, so you see that happening over as you kind of look over Valkeen. Or at least you hear it and then look over.
She's practical to the end. She's going to try to use the Griddle's distraction to try to get to shore.
Got it. So you're not being stealthy this time, right?
No.
Go ahead and make a brawn check. You can get. I'll give you prepared for that.
Great, 2 fails.
No. You try to swim. But the muck is just inhibiting you, and you only make a little bit of progress. You don't make enough progress swimming, or you make very little progress swimming to shore.
I'm shocked she is still alive.
Me too.
Well, this game isn't intended to kill your characters, so but out of the abyss, however, is so.
My dice, however.
Are you Valkeen? Are you at 0?
At 0.
Got it. Okay, so you are technically injured. Got it. Or at least you're critical. So that's important to know. With that, so Valkeen, that was your action. You didn't die from drowning, which is good, because that would be the worst way to go. At least for me. Drowning is terrifying to me. Let me turn this guy around so we know who's
I feel
attacking.
like that would suck.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I feel like that would kind of suck.
Yeah.
It would suck.
All right. With that, go to the bad guys. Let's see how many people get. Okay, yeah. The bad guys are going to resolve the thing happening with Eldith and these guys. So Eldith rushes. So Eldith unable to really do anything because they are kind of stuck there. I think Eldith is actually just going to go ahead and just say, Darendil, and just say, Darendil, let's go. Right here. And she just jumps off the edge. We ain't gonna get across. I'd rather take on the spiders. And she just jumps off like a badass.
Okay.
And Darendil will jump off with her like, by Jove, very well.
By Jove.
Shushar jumps as well. He's just gonna dive over. They all just dive off the edge, fully abandoned, realizing that this isn't going well. Especially since what's coming up is more people. So this guy tries to. I think Eldith is going to take the attack and try to defend off. So this drow is attacking with 3 dice, I believe. Attacks with 3 dice. Versus Eldith's 3 dice. Right. Okay. It attacked with 3 dice, so below its number it gets 2 successes versus Eldith's number. What does Eldith get? Eldith get? Only 1, so Eldith is going to take a PD for the effort. 1 damage. Oh, wait. Oh, apparently I was counting the red as things. Cool. For fun's sake, I think Jimjar is going to just take advantage of this one drow and just kill him. Because that drow is pulling himself up. And that drow didn't have his weapon out or anything. Because that sounds narrative. And Jimjar full on just says that let's see, Jimjar would want to go. Jimjar says, "Meet me at the go to the north. Go to the north. Go to the north." And he'll start running this way. And with that, we'll go to Eldith, who attempts to hold the blade out in front of her to try to cut through the webbing. Gonna give her 2 dice for this, because she can't be prepared for this. This is an insane move. Failure. She is stuck in the webs. So as she tries to cut through the webs, she gets like maybe a cut through. I think actually what happens is she tries to cut through, and the sword actually just like full on gets stuck and hung up in there. Darendil is going to try to burst his webs. Actually, I think Darendil, he sees Stool and he's just going to try to like cut Stool. He's going to try to like land on Stool to break through the webs. See if they're weak. He gets 1 success. I'm thinking that's enough to... his intention was to break Stool out, so he breaks Stool out, but he is too big, and Stool falls into the pool.
No. Better than dying to the spiders, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. So Stool is in the pool. Ha, that's funny. Stool in the pool. And Stool, he can still kick. And technically he doesn't breathe like a normal creature anyway, so I think Stool just kind of like floats and just kind of kicks with his feet. So he'll make a...
Mushrooms float.
Yeah. He's a big mushroom. He's not really a mushroom. He's more of a mushroom person, but still. Okay. So that's that. Finally, okay. So he uses both of his actions, but he does succeed. Darren just got like resized for a minute. And he can make it to shore. You only need 1 success to get to the shore. That is the rule. But it does take both of his actions to do so. And he can get to the shore, but he can't climb up yet. He has to kind of figure himself. He has to figure out how to get up. But Darendil is stuck in the webs. Shushar, who doesn't have a blade, he just jumped off. So this is just to see if... Actually, why am I rolling 2 dice? That's silly. He gets his number. So Shushar does manage to kind of like find a weak spot and kind of and he passes through the webs. He finds a way through the webs. The problem is that he only got 1 success, and as he kind of falls through the webs, it once again kind of makes him fall into like a really uncontrollable tumble, and he makes a brawn check. I'm gonna give him another dice because he's a fish person. Fail. He super fails, so he is stunned and in the pool. Since stool is just kind of like a giant mushroom, I didn't roll the brawn check for him. He just kind of plops into the pool, unfazed. With that, Valkeen, that's that. I think the drow are going to. Let me go ahead and. I think these drow right here are going to load their crossbows. They've already reloaded their crossbows. They're gonna fire their poison bolts at down below. Who do they fight first? Actually, yeah, would they do that? Technically, yeah, Sereth is like acting. Actually, no, Sereth's still on the top, so this drow over here is just gonna like walk over to him, hold and try to like, and just kind of like from a distant, right. This isn't D&D. I can fully shoot you in the face. Cool.
Ha!
I'm like, oh wait, I'm not worried about disadvantage in close combat. You can totally shoot someone in the face.
I have always thought that was like really kind of dumb. It's like, okay, like if I pull this trigger right now and shoot you dead in the face, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile,
I don't know what. Yeah, disadvantage. I have a crossbow. Point blank range.
Yeah, I mean it's to represent that if someone has a weapon and they're fighting, but Sereth also is not able to fight right now, so yeah, this drow just kind of shoots him in the face. I'm
just like, okay, yes, you can grab at it, but if they pull that trigger, you're fucked.
Yeah. Sereth just gets shot in the face. Ow. That really hurt. He's not dead, but he doesn't get shot in the face. He gets shot in the arm. He has to make a brawn check to not fall off. Gonna take away the preparation because he just got shot. And brawn check failed. Sereth falls off. Now I need to make another brawn check because Sereth fell off. Or because he also got shot with poison. So Sereth is going to roll poison check. I think he only gets 1 dice for this because he does not have a... actually, no, I'm going to give it to him because he does have the poisoner ability. And he is a drow soldier, so... Braun failed. So he is actually unconscious. Drow poison.
No.
Get wrecked.
No.
Yep, drow poison. He is unconscious. You can wake someone up from that poison. He's also poisoned, which means that he'll have the boon poisoned for a while. Poison will basically mean that you cannot gain preparation. In this, for all intents and purposes, you'll be at a disadvantage. And if you're in a situation where you wouldn't have preparation, it actually might cancel a boon as well. So yeah, it's like a negative. All right, so that's Sereth getting absolutely destroyed. That drow does that. I think that this drow is going to shoot down at. Actually, this other drow is going to make a knowledge check to go ahead and tell the spider to wrap up, to capture the prisoners. And actually, yeah. Yeah. And actually, I forgot these spiders would be doing stuff. So I'm going to put it there. It's technically closer. Spiders! Get them!
Get him.
Asha doesn't do anything. Actually, no. Asha sees that downed person and is going to use magic. She's going to use magic. She's going to use divine magic. She is not. This is not a prepare. This does not fall under her domain. So it's just going to be a single dice roll. Well, she is prepared. She has her focus. She has her arcane focus. So I'll give it to her. Yeah, 2 successes. Perfect. So this drow is not dead. It heals. I don't know how healing would work in this game. I think it's just. I think I'll make it just so like healing only heals 1 PD. If they're at 0. I'm gonna have to work out how like PD works in this. At what point someone is dead. But regardless of that, so he is no longer dead. He is stable and at 1 PD. But is absolutely like but he has like a new boon, wounded. He has the wounded boon, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a wound marker on him. And let's see. Cool. And we're gonna see if the drow can command the spiders. The drow can very much command these spiders. He gets 3 successes on that. So, or whoops, I rolled too many dice. So we got 2 successes on that. He doesn't have a specific base trainer boon. Forgot. So in that case, 2 successes. I'm going to say that yeah, he gets exactly what he wants. These spiders are absolutely going to start going for the prisoners. At least 2 of them are. And he has to call out their names like Shazra, Rizm. And he calls out in Elven some kind of command. And these spiders will move over and try to capture them. And we go back to the top with Psalm. Well, we go back to Psalm's turn. At this point, Psalm, what would you like to do? Do you want to wait for Ront? Do you want to wait for Ront?
Yeah, can I wait for Ron?
Got it. So Ront, Ront's kind of in a rage. He seems like he's gonna just try to fight these things.
Okay.
Do you want to talk sense into him?
Yeah. Can I make a performance roll?
You don't need to make a roll for this. You can just. Do you want to just tell him something?
Yeah. I haven't done the voice all day. I gotta do the voice. Ron, darling, let's think about this. Listen, there's many of them, and one of you. If you just jump now, we can all get this over with and get on our way back to the surface. But if you keep going, we're all going to die. And kind of like grips their sword a little harder.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and just roll a brains check with preparation. I'm not going to give you
Okay.
a performance because that's not really falls into a performance or deception, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a preparation just because it's a good idea and yeah.
One success.
One success. Okay. Um, I will say that Ront will still try to Ront. The consequence for this is that in order to say this and kind of talk with them, it does kind of take time to kind of convey this message to him, and you both will have to at least defend against these guys to get away.
Okay.
All right. So
Does he do anything?
so yeah.
Other
So
than
these guys roll 3 dice. You guys roll 3 dice.
okay.
There's going to be 2 of them attacking.
They're brawn checks.
Ront will, yeah, I'll have Ront go first. That's fine. So Ront's going to fend off these guys. Holy crap. Ront epically fails.
No.
With no successes on that. The Quaggoth gets 2 successes and 2 of its number. And actually gets 3 successes. You have to get lower. So Ront, after Ront throws that one away and turns to go, this Quaggoth jumps on his back.
Oh fuck.
And rends and just starts biting and clawing into his back, and Ront just kind of goes "Argh!" and falls off the edge with the Quaggoth.
Well, at least he's off the edge.
Right. Ront is at 0 and falls off the edge. He has to make a brawn check because he's falling into water uncontrollably. He is tough, not prepared. Yeah. Okay. So he's fine from water. The water doesn't bother him. But does it kill the Quag? Does it hurt the Quaggoth though? Who only actually technically only gets to. Well, I'm going to give the Quaggoth preparation because the Quaggoth can just jump off, can just dive in because it attacked him. So the Quaggoth only gets 1 success. So the Quaggoth is going to be fine, but it is going to be partially like discombobulated from the fall into the water. There's a bunch of blood now in the water from his back. But that one's done. All right, Solomon, go ahead and roll me your brawn check versus this nasty Quaggoth.
3, right?
3 unless you had rolled your number at some point.
No.
Oh right, that other one actually rolled double its number, so I'm gonna roll 2 dice. Actually, so that Quaggoth isn't stunned. This Quaggoth only got. I fucking don't remember. Damn it. Why did I do that? This Quaggoth only got 1 success. What'd you get?
Hold on, I'm taking a picture. I got the 2 5s again.
2 5s? Nice. Oh, while you were gone, Apple, we decided that since there's no clear rules on how the number giving a number, or maybe there is, I'm just not seeing it. Since I don't know what happens when you roll your number multiple times on a single roll, I just rolled that you get as many dice as you get the number.
I did it again. See, there's proof.
You did? Nice.
Okay.
So 2 successes.
Okay. Where did you post that? Did you post it in the chat channel? You posted in the chat channel. There we go.
Book tricks thing from chat. Nice.
Wow, and you got 3 successes. Nice. At least that's what it looks like.
No. That's a 3.
Yeah, that's for brawn, right?
Roll the number.
It's below the number.
Oh, it's under your. Oh, then yeah, 3 successes.
Uh,
I don't know why.
awesome.
I was convinced.
Yeah, no, you mess this guy. You actually give this guy a nice little scar for his efforts. As you reduce him back. I would say that you can actually, if you don't want to do full PD damage, you can actually just take one of them to kind of push him back as well.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Give myself.
I mean, there's really no reason other than to like kill him, because you're not going to kill him. You're escaping, so you're just going to jump off.
Yeah.
You get preparation for jumping off and hitting the water, and you can control where you want to go,
Okay.
where you want to jump off.
Okay. So that's 4 dice.
Yeah, you get preparation. Do you have any specific boons that might help?
No, but I've got that those 5s.
Okay.
It's brawn, right?
It is brawn, yeah. Go ahead and roll your dice for brawn for the dive.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes?
Yeah.
So, where are you jumping off of? What side?
Probably this side.
Over here? Like near where
Yeah.
near where the fur ball went over? Okay.
Yeah, sure. That seems like a good idea.
Sure. You dive off the edge. There we go. Forgot alt is the number. You dive off the edge and you. It's you almost one up Jim Jar in this dive. It's like a perfect swan dive. Excellent. Not even a splash, just in the water. And I'll say for that you don't have to. You easily can get up onto shore.
Okay.
With 3 successes. And fully get out of the water. You look over at, looking over, you see where, you can see like under the water where bubbles are forming with the 2 that fell off. And you see this body, and you see a dead body floating in the water, like right next to you, as well. In fact, with your 3 successes, I'm going to say yes, and you can take that guy's coin pouch and anything that's on him.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna steal all of his
Yeah,
shit.
you just quickly you see this body, and I'm gonna say like as you're like swimming, as you kind of swimming past, he's right there. You just kind of take the coin pouch. You take the you can actually like lift his bolts as well.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna do
So
that.
go ahead and I'll just roll 2d10 for that. You get 7 plus 9. That's gonna be 16 bolts out of that coral. Kind of just pull those off.
Crossbow bolt?
Yeah, they're crossbow bolts. You don't know where the crossbow that he had was, but someone has that crossbow.
That's fine.
Someone has the crossbow
The
bolts.
bolts are okay.
Yeah, someone has the crossbow bolts. We'll find out who has those, and unless someone wrote that down.
I don't have it. So
All right. Jim Jar continues running to the north. Out. He is out of the. He is off the map for all intents and purposes. Griddle is
Brittle baby.
he's sneaky. I'm gonna let him go ahead and just dedicate an action to evading this ooze, as he just completely disregards, just goes away. Like, nope, not dealing with that. This drow hauls himself up as well, and Griddle just kind of nimble walks around him, like starts running as well. he heard Jim Jar shout, and he's just booking it. He's like, I'm out of here. I am going to... yeah. And, this little boy is going to, the ooze is going to... It goes on, the bad guy's turn. Or it goes on Valkeen's turn. So, so that guy, he isn't interested in fighting, because he's really fucked up from that fall. And so he's, like, coughing up water. Yeah, he's still coughing up water, hauling himself to the shore. And, let's see. And now we resolve the spiders and all their fun.
Oh God.
Eldith is going to try to cut through and cut herself free. She has a knife, so she's prepared, but she doesn't get anything from her boons. Actually, no, she's a survivalist, so I will give her a third dice. She's probably cut herself free from a couple of spiders' webs in the past. So she has to get above her number, so... Or no, it's below her number for that. So 2 successes. I think 6 is our number? No, wait. No, her number's 5. Damn, that sucks. 1 success. So as she gets free, as she frees herself, she falls through the thing, but the spider is going to, I think the bane here, or the, yes, but is going to be that the spider is going to is going to get a free attack on her. It's going to get an attack on her. She can defend against it, or resist it. But her success is basically 1, so as long as the spider can pass on a 1. Try to catch her with those fangs. Amazingly, the spider fails. Yep, spider failed. Wow, spider super fails. She falls right through and splashes down.
Awesome. Good for her.
Stool hauls himself up. Or actually, Stool has to make a brawn check to get up because he doesn't have arms. And that's a ledge. So, Stool making him... Holy crap! He got his number. Amazing. Gets up out of the pool. I'm not gonna say, because he only got 1 success, that's gonna take his full turn to do that because he has no arms. But he's out of the pool, and he's walking, and he's like, and that's that. So that's Stool. Boopido attempts to cut himself free with his sword as well. Only gets 2 dice. Roll it. Fail and fail. Boopido is fully, like, not in a good spot. He is fully struggling right now. Sereth is unconscious. Darendil is going to try to escape as well, using his claws. I think Darendil technically is prepared, just because he kind of willingly jumped down. And he's also got, like, natural claws and stuff. Yes, and yes. So he gets 3 successes. I think Darendil is able to cut free and grab and cut Sereth as well with him, and that rouses Sereth, and Sereth is now conscious as they splash down into the water. And I've got to make checks. Actually, that's another thing with Eldith. She has to make a single... She's a survivalist, so... or ranger survivalist. So she's going to attempt to resist the stun of the water. Getting 1 success, so she is partially stunned. Darendil, who doesn't have... Well, he's a brute, so I'll give him 2 dice for that. Actually, no, he got 3 successes. Oh, yeah, he got 3 successes, but used his success to get Sereth. Darendil does succeed, but is partially stunned. Sereth, who was once unconscious... why did I roll 3 dice? I'm going to re-roll that, because that didn't make any sense. He is a soldier, probably trained a little bit in some kind of swimming. Sereth gets 1, so he's partially stunned in the water. So they've all gotten out. Shushar is next. Shushar doesn't have a blade. No one gave Shushar a blade, and someone took his knife. So Shushar trying to escape. Shushar gets his number. He pulls... Oh, and he's also slippery, so technically I will give him another dice. He gets below the brawn. He gets 2 successes and gets out. Amazing. Oh, wait a minute. He already passed to get out of the thing. So that success is actually just to swim across. So he effortlessly like swims across and gets to the shore. And starts to run up. And starts to run. And he's able to pass... he's actually able to come over to you, Solomon, and say, "Are you okay?"
Fine, darling, thank you.
Okay.
You look beautiful. Just kind of gives him a smile.
Yeah. You look injured. We should run.
We
He
should.
says, and then he looks over at Stool and he says, "Oh, the smaller one. I will go back and get him."
Hey, go.
All right. Yeah. And then with that, yeah, they're all stunned. Bubido is stuck on the top. This spider is going to wrap him up in webbing. Actually, it's going to bite him first. Surprisingly, only gets 1 success. Bubido gets 1 dice because he's restrained. Bubido gets a 3, which means he gets his number and he is okay. Cool. So Bubido resists getting bitten. He's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Oh no! Help! As these spiders start to swarm around him.
No.
Asha is just going to is actually going to step this way, run back, and she's going to say, the prisoners are escaping. The prisoners are escaping. We need elite force. Get ready, elite force. Get ready to pursue them. Right, because this isn't that. Right, this isn't that scenario. It's a different scenario. Okay. Interesting predicament. Valkeen, it is your turn.
Still panicking. Still gonna try to just get to the door.
It's at that point that you hear like.
Yeah, I think she's not even paying attention to what's splashing around her. She's just going.
Go for it. False end. Brawn. Bruh.
Fail.
Bruh. The dice think you're. I think the dice think you're trying to think. The dice really want you to think. And yeah. So that's going to require 2 actions. I will say that you get to the shore, but there's a there's a bit of a high lip to get up, and so you'll have to haul yourself up, and that's going to take another turn. So you're still in the water.
All right.
With that one, with that, so you're just like swimming as much as you can, and with that, I'm going to give Eldith sweet. Eldith is going to... Oh, wait. Whoops. Okay. It's not her turn. I forgot the turn order. Bad guy's turn. And also, technically, it's also this ooze's turn. Valkeen, could you give me a general, just a general D10?
4. My number.
4. Your number. Amazing. A 4. A 4. Oh, it's your number. Okay. It's gonna come over to you. I was having you. I had you roll to see if, and the roll was based on whose number it goes towards.
That's fine.
So yeah, unfortunate. Now I need you actually, case in point, since Sereth also went in, and he has a 4 as well. So give me another, just a general, high or low. Actually, I'm just gonna roll. Never mind. I'll roll. Sereth is gonna be odd. You're gonna be even. It's gonna go towards Sereth instead.
Okay.
I'm going to put him over here so I can grab him, but he's next to Sereth. Cool. So that guy, so the ooze is going over to Sereth. And we go to... it goes over to Sereth. It's not next to him, and the ooze I'm ruling is kind of a slow creature, so it's not going to get attacks on him yet, especially since there's so much going on. Like it's kind of confused as well, just with all the splashing. It just had to take a moment to pick its target. With that, we'll go to the bad guy's turn. The bad guys can't do anything other than this one that shot Sereth in the face is going to go over the edge, and is going to shoot at the heavily disadvantaged Bubido. Gets a success, and a fail. So 2 successes. Well, how much? Oh, Bubido never took any damage. Cool. Oh, he has finesse though. He can maybe. I'm gonna let him resist, but he's gonna have no. Okay, yeah, he fails. So 2 damage to you, my dude, and he has to roll against poison. Drow poison. Has no defenses against this and fails. He is unconscious. Okay, that drow does that. Sees that he has made him unconscious, and this other drow, and that other drow tells him to tells the and then he, for his second action, he motions to the other drow in Elven some command, and the other elf, the other drow will go ahead and start commanding this this spider to wrap up Bubido. I'm not going to roll for that. Bubido can't fight back, so he is. Bubido didn't get out.
Oh. No.
Bubido's not out. He is still a captive. His story ends here.
No.
his story ends. Well, his story ends in maybe at another point, or perhaps, but we'll see what happens.
Bubido, you were so freaky and weird, and I'm gonna miss you.
Maybe. I mean, technically, no one can
Maybe.
do anything to help Bubido at this point. He is wrapped up in a cocoon and unconscious. So, yeah, he is full on done. The spider actually like wraps him up, and then these drow are actually starting to come into the room. The elite will command the spiders to withdraw once they've seen that they've wrapped him up. They don't want to they don't have any slaves now, so they need one at least. So they're like, okay, we got one. The spiders shouldn't. We're not going to feed the spiders today. Today, my voice just cracked. I went through puberty again, apparently. So they tell the spiders to retreat back to their areas, and kind of leave it. They tell them to leave it, and the spiders will continue being spiders now. No longer interested in Bubido. They're just gonna leave him wrapped up. These drow are kind of preparing to go and retrieve that cocoon. And I guess they have to use medical. They have to use some stuff. They're gonna have to use resources to help him out, which is unfortunate. And with that, that's the bad guys' turn. The Quaggoth are picking themselves up after being thrown, and this one is going to get back up, but that one's hurt. That one's kind of hurt. Oh, did I not? You did 2 damage to him. That one's really hurt and kind of furious. It's going to actually that one. As you jump off, it is going to surge around the corner, and look furiously at wherever you went. It saw you go this way though, and I think this one is going to jump off and go after you, Saul. Because it's you. They have a feature where they get really angry when they're hurt. Actually, it's not going to jump off. It's actually just going to start climbing down. It's a good climber, so and it is prepared. It's going to take its time to get prepared though. So there you go. No, it only gets 1 success. So I'm going to say the consequence is it has to go slow. So it's not going to get to you. It's not going to get to you. It has to carefully climb 100 feet down. So it's like climbing. Actually, that doesn't make sense. It's not carefully doing that. Nah, it falls and gets stunned in the water. It jumps into the water, or it starts climbing and then it falls into the water. It makes a brawn check to resist that, and it only gets 1 dice because it's not Darendil. Darendil is cooler. And it's a success though, so it is only partially stunned. So you see this Quaggoth just like start to climb down and fall, and then just like belly flop on its back. So it is stunned as it hits the ground, as it hits the water, partially. And with that, we'll go to back to the top, or we'll go back to Saul. So Saul, you are out of the water. You can see bubbles forming with Ront. Do you want to see what's happening with Ront? Do you want to do anything about this drow right here? Do you want to mess up this? Do you want to do something with this Quaggoth, or do you want to just run?
Ront first.
Okay, you want to have Ront. Okay, so Ront is going to have to kick this Quaggoth off. So he has to make a brawl check. At this point, he does get a boon. He does get preparation because the Quaggoth super did not do good with the fall. Ron's gonna mess this guy up.
Yeah.
The Quaggoth is stunned, so I'm taking away preparation, and It only gets 1 success, so 2 damage to that Quagga. Grant is not going to. Grant is actually going to, instead of that, is going to punch the Quaggoth, and instead of doing just PD damage, is going to knock the wind out of it and push it off with 2 successes. And pushes him off, and Grant will use the rest of his action to make a brawn check. He is strong, so he gets a boon. He is injured, however, so he does not get preparation for that. Which technically means he wouldn't have got preparation for the other one, but whatever. Okay, so he succeeds. He hauls himself up onto the shore, and he's kind of breathing heavy as you see him surface. Grabs hold of the shoreline. The shore is much more lower down up here than it is over here. It's much more shorter up here than it is down here.
Some kind of like. Sorry, I.
No, go ahead. I keep verbally pausing.
Some kind of like helps like he gets up on the shore and they kind of like help him up, and,
Okay.
like as best they can. Tiny little
Sure.
tiefling versus
It's leverage. It helps.
Yeah.
He will actually go in the mental link that you guys share through Stool. He'll say, "Thank you."
I'm just like gives him a little wink.
He looks away, broodingly, and yeah. What would you like to do?
Me?
Yeah. Ron's out of the water.
Okay.
Succeeded to get out of the water.
This drow.
Yep.
How far away?
Currently stunned. He's, negligible. You can easily get up to him with a movement.
Okay. Can I try to like drive my sword through him?
Yeah, you can totally like saunter your way. If you're like following Shushar, you can saunter your way past him and just try to slit his throat on as he's like gasping for air.
Yeah, end his suffering. Why
Sure.
not?
Go ahead and make a brawn check 3 versus his 2 because he doesn't get preparation because he's having a rough night, and actually he doesn't get his boon either because he's not armed.
3 successes.
Okay. That's gonna just instant kill him. So you cut his throat. I'll roll 1 dice to see if it. Okay, he doesn't even pass that one. So if you want, you can cut his throat, and he'll be on shore. You can totally like loot if you want.
Steal his shit. Cut his throat. Steal his shit.
You can't steal. You can't take his stuff this turn, but you can. You can't take his stuff, but you can. Yet. But you can start to. But you've made it possible to do so. So he is super dead.
Okay. He is super dead.
Super dead.
Okay. Yeah, other than that, I'm just following the path.
Hey, do you want to use the rest of your movement to like move towards Stool or?
Yeah, moving towards Stool. Yeah.
Okay. And you can probably get up to Stool with that easily. Stool's like hyperventilating, but as you come closer to him and you just dispatch that one guy really quickly. He starts to calm down, and now he'll go on your. Now he'll join your guy, your initiative order, to move.
Okay.
And he just kind of, as you do that, he'll go. He's like hyperventilating, and then he looks at you and says, "Oh God, oh friend, I don't know what to do."
His darling friend, just come here, it'll be alright.
Okay. With that, we'll go to Valkeen. because the rest of these guys are kind of just on the bad guy's turn.
All
Actually,
right.
no, these guys, these three will actually be on Valkeen's turn after Valkeen takes her turn.
See. Yeah, she's gonna try to pull herself up,
Okay.
and she's going to use a point of spell power to empower her. Oh wait, with the superpower thing, she can't do that anymore, can she?
The superpower
She's still
thing, yeah, we're not gonna allow that. But your superpower is a power. If you want to invoke your telekinesis, you can use that power to give yourself dice for it.
Yes. So I want to do my usual thing of using telekinesis to like boost myself up.
Sure.
Look
So
up.
yeah, it's up to you for this for this period for this part of the scene. You can spend as many points as you want to increase to improve your dice for it.
This is blonde. I'm gonna go. How many points do I have? A number of points equal to my number? I think.
It's a number. It's a number of points. It's just 2. You only have 2 points to put towards
Me too.
Any ability.
Desperation. She's gonna spend both of the points.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait,
give
I did
herself
that
3.
wrong. Since you have telekinesis and telepathy, you can only put up to a maximum of 1 extra dice to use those powers. Sorry.
There we go. 2 dice.
So 2 dice. Okay. Yep.
She's gonna go in.
I'm gonna say that these are mental, or you can choose to make one of them mental.
Then I guess that's 1 success and 1 fail.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it's
one's
telepathy
mental.
it's telekinesis, so I think that would be only fair.
Yeah.
I think if you have like multicolored dice, you can just choose before you roll like which one is the mental one. But yeah, absolutely.
Do it on roll 20, so I. So
Oh,
no.
you can't do that. Never mind. That's okay.
Can you change the color of the
I don't think you
dice?
can change the color, but you can allocate like the first one. You can say like the first one is going to be the mental. That might work.
Yeah.
In either case, you do pull yourself up with the help of this telekinesis up on shore. The consequence is it will take both actions to do so.
Yep. Sorry, can you repeat that?
It just takes the consequences. It's going to take like the whole time you're gonna have to dedicate like both those actions to haul yourself up on
that's
shore.
fine.
You're just like super
That is
exhausted.
perfectly
How
fine.
much? What are you at PD wise?
0.
You're at 0 exactly. Cool. All right. And Sam, what are you at? Just so because I'm in roll 20, I can see your number.
At
You're
2.
at 2. Okay. Just update that. Yeah, I use the red circle to make sure I know where people are. All right. Oh, I didn't even do Sereth. Sereth is completely at. I think Sereth's at 0. Yeah, Sereth's at 0. Udbo's at 1, but he's unconscious. Pretty sure Eldith took some damage. Pretty sure Darendil. Yeah, Darendil definitely took some damage. He's at like 1. And Eldith is going to go ahead and I rolled a brains to see if she saw the backpack, and she got 2 successes, so she saw it. Let me see if she can. She's prepared at this point. Brawn. Or wait, no, she's stunned. So reroll that. Unstun, because she's a stout dwarf soldier. She gets 1 success, which means that she's going to have to skip her turn. Or wait, she was lightly stunned, so that's 1 action. She'll use her other action to start swimming towards the Actually, I'm going to say that she's unstunned, but she is losing breath soon. She's going to make one brawn check. She's almost out of breath. She is running out of breath. She's going to make one brawn check to attempt to swim towards that bag and retrieve it. Now she succeeds with the triple fives. Oh, and her number's 5. Holy crap!
Wow.
She's gonna get 3 extra dice on her next roll. Amazing. She really wants that. She really wants that bag. Darendil is just going to make his way to shore. I'm pretty sure Darendil has like the heaviest bag. So he is just gonna brawn. Oh, he has to make sure he is a brute, so he gets 2 dice to resist the ability thing. Oh, he's still stunned. That's 1 action. Breaks out of it on the 2nd action. But is losing breath because he only got 1 success. Sereth, who is currently like does not get preparation. He is not tough, so he only gets 1 thing on that. That's a 5. Nope. Still reeling, running out of air. Still stunned. That is 1 action. 2nd action, he does succeed. It's not stunned anymore, but running out of breath. So he is almost out of breath and not doing good. With that, and Eldith is going for the bag, so she actually does move there to go and get it. She gets super far, and she's kind of deep, but she is going to. But she's probably the best one to go and do that. With that done, Sereth has to make a defensive roll versus the ooze. This ooze is going to eat his lunch. Or not. Or maybe the ooze won't, because the ooze rolled 2 10s and can't brawn. Sereth is going to roll defense. Currently, he has a sword. He can defend himself. He isn't going to get preparation because he's running out of breath. Gets his number exactly and fails the second one, so he matches the horrible beastie. He does survive, so he fends that off. Cool. So he's like, you all can't really see what happens. It's just you just see bubbles on the shore. Except for Valkyrie, you're probably more like just panting breath wise.
Paying no attention to anything around her.
And with that, we'll go back to Psalm. Or I'm sorry, it's the bad guy's turn. The bad guys don't have a lot of things to do. What do I got? I think that guy was just on the edge. He wasn't like doing anything. This dude who jumped off has to save versus stun. Fails. Save versus stun. Fails. Oh no, he gets his number. Never mind. So he's unstunned, but that takes his full round. These drow are dead, or at least dying. Actually, this the drow that you killed, Psalm is super dead. This Quaggoth is not going to jump off the edge.
Dead.
That Quaggoth is not going to jump off the edge. Technically, this Quaggoth is only at 0. He's not dead, he's just fallen into the webs. And some of the spiders are going to retrieve him and eat him. So yeah, that's what the spiders are doing. The drow are scrambling about upstairs. Up top, they're doing all that stuff. Bupido is, they're making preparations and stuff to go after you guys. So, for now, I'm going to suspend initiative order and just ask what you guys and ask what do you guys want to do in this situation. Shushar comes over to Stool and he says, "Come, we are going to the north." Um, Ront starts running towards the north. Actually, he starts limping towards the north because he's pretty fucked up. Actually, yeah, he's gonna start running, just limping towards the kind of moving as fast as he can towards the north. What are you doing, Saul?
Okay. Um. So there's really no way for me to help the people in the waters there.
At this point, you know, it's survival. It's up to you whether you want to jump
Yeah.
in and be a hero and to these random group of people, or if
Yeah.
or if you want to
No.
just you got one friend at least. Jim Jar is fine. So
And
and
Stool.
Stool is okay.
Stool. Listen,
Remarkably.
if I've got my mushroom, I think someone's gonna go and get Valkeen and kind of help her up, and then be like, let's go.
Okay, yeah, you grab Valkeen and start to make your way. Valkeen,
She doesn't fight.
Unless, yeah.
you gather Valkeen, you help them, you help her, and you start to make your way out. And I think at that point, I'm going to stop and say that you guys make your way to the north with Shushar and Stool, and Ront. You meet up with Ront and Jimjar. Um, uh, are you fully? Are you fully? You're fully leaving, right? Because there's still there's Drow mobilizing and stuff, and they sound like they're gonna start. You hear the lift actually, off to the side. That lift has
Yeah.
minute. It takes a couple minutes to go down, but still you don't got a lot of time.
Can I try to use? I know it's really minor telepathy. What spells do I have? That'll help with that. Can I try to use push my telepathy to try to either disrupt or perhaps break something on the lift?
Telekinesis to
That too
fuck
much?
up the lift.
Yeah. Or is that too much of a stretch?
Give me. I'll allow you to do it. The lift is pretty far. Is farther away. It's far away. You can hear it, but it's not and you can see it, but it's
Okay. So
pretty.
it's not.
Yeah.
If it's nothing that we can see, she's not gonna.
You can see it. You can hear it. You can see it, but it is. It's
Too far to be
pretty
out of
far.
minor
Yeah, it's pretty far. You can do it. It's just it's gonna have limited effect because it's minor telepathy.
She's not gonna bother them. If it was closer, then it would be a different question. But no, she's just going to do her best to help to be not as much of a burden, even though she is limping extremely heavily.
Got you. Okay. In that case, we'll say that you guys are in no condition to continue fighting. Oh Jesus. You guys just make your way with Griddle, Jimjar, and Ront as fast as you can to get out, hoping that Eldith, Sir Darendil, and Sereth, maybe not Sereth, but and those two at least get out as well and join you. They all heard Jimjar's mental mental recommendation, and and you guys disappear into the northern chasm space. I think that is where we will end for now. For tonight.
Okay.
I went a little bit. Actually, no, I didn't go overtime, I suppose, but I still.
And
that's a good time.
No big deal going overtime.
But till next time, peace out.